Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 12th of March, 1988. And the title is Three Types of Love and the Specialties of the Children Who Are Loving from Their Heart. Today, Bab Dada is seeing his loving, cooperative, and powerful children who are full of all these three specialties. Because those who are equal in all of these three specialties are number one among the special souls. Be loving, also be cooperative in every task, and together with that, also be powerful. Everyone is loving, but within love, on the one hand, there is love from the heart, and on the other hand, there is love according to the time, that of selfishness. The third type is love at a time of desperation. The specialty of the love of the heart is that the soul will easily and naturally experience all relationships and attainments constantly. The experience of even one relationship should not be lacking. There should be the different experiences of love according to the time and according to the different relationships. The soul should recognize the time and also the relationship appropriate to that time. When Baba, in the form of the teacher, is teaching an elevated study, but the relationship of the teacher is not experienced at that time, because the soul begins to celebrate a meeting and has a conversational chat with Baba as the friend, then that one's attention would not be on the study. If at the time of study someone says, I'm having a very powerful experience of the stage beyond sound, is that right for the time of study? Is it right? Why? Because at that time, Baba, in the form of the teacher, has come to enable you to claim an elevated status through the study. At the time when the role is that of the teacher, the role of a godly student life is accurate. This is known as recognizing the need of the relationship according to the recognition of the time and of experiencing the attainment of love according to the relationship. Give this exercise to the intellect. The intellect should be able to stabilize itself in whatever form and stage that is needed, whenever it is needed. When someone has a heavy body or is carrying a burden, he is not easily able to mold his body as he would like. In the same way, if someone has a gross intellect, that is, if there is a wasteful burden or wasteful rubbish of one sort or another in the intellect, if there is one impurity or another, then the person with such an intellect would not be able to mold the intellect at the time of need. This is why a very clean, deep, that is, an extremely subtle, divine, unlimited, and broad intellect is needed. Only those with such an intellect will be able to experience all relationships whenever they want, and also experience their form according to the relationship. All are loving, but the ones who experience the love of all the relationships according to the time always remain busy in those experiences. They remain merged in love due to the attainment from each relationship. They remain so absorbed that no obstacle could make them bow down to it. This is why they automatically experience the stage of an easy yogi. This is known as a number one accurate, loving soul. Because of love, such souls automatically receive help at the right time from the Father in every task. Because of this reason, they experience constant, immovable, unshakable, and imperishable love. Do you understand? This is the specialty of a number one loving soul. There is no need to speak of the second or third number because you know them very well. Bap Dada was seeing such loving children from the beginning until now. Has this love been constant or has it changed according to the time, according to the difficulty, or according to the connection with Brahmin souls? This also creates a difference. Today, you have heard about love, the importance of a soul with all the three specialties of being loving, cooperative, and powerful will be taken up another time. All three are necessary. All of you are such loving souls. Are you not? You have this practice. Do you not? You are able to stabilize the intellect wherever and whenever you need. Are you not? You have controlling power. Do you not? Because ruling power comes when there is first controlling power. How can someone who cannot control the self control the kingdom? This is why the practice of the power of controlling the self is required from now on. Only then can you have a right to the kingdom. Do you understand? Acha. Today, the quota of meeting has to be completed. At the confluence age, no matter how much you are tied by the bondage of numbers, can you be tied? Many more than were to be accommodated come. This is why, seeing the time, the numbers, and the body that is taken as a support, Baba has to continue accordingly. None of this is needed in the subtle region because the speed of a subtle body is much faster than that of a physical body. If, on the one hand, there is a corporeal being walking, and on the other, an angelic form, how much difference would there be in their walking? How long should it take an angel to arrive somewhere, and how long would it take for a bodily being to arrive there? There is a lot of difference. Brahma Baba too now has a subtle body and is doing service in all four directions at such a fast speed. The same Brahma who had a corporeal body now has a subtle body and is moving forward at a very fast speed and enabling others to move forward. You yourselves experience this, do you not? So the speed of a subtle body is faster than the fastest instruments of this world. Within 1 second, an experience can be given to so many at the same time that all would say that they saw Baba or met Baba. Each one would consider that he celebrated a meeting, had a heart-to-heart conversation, and received help. Because of the fast speed, each one can have such an experience at the same time. All will feel as though they have just had an experience. So the life of an angel is a life free from bondage. Although there is the bondage of service, the speed is so fast that no matter how much you do, you are constantly free. The greater the love, the greater the detachment. Baba inspires everyone, but while inspiring them, because he is a bodiless angel, he has the constant experience of a stage of freedom. Because he does not depend on the body or bodily actions. All of you also have the experience that when you perform any task in the angelic stage, you experience being free from bondage. That is, you experience lightness. Do you not? Baba is an angel. It is the same land and the same body, and so you can understand what the experience must be. Can you not? Acha. To the children from all four directions who have the love of the heart, to the children who constantly have a divine, broad, and unlimited intellect, to those who constantly experience the angelic stage equal to Brahma Baba, and who attain success in service and self-progress at a fast speed, to those who are constantly cooperative and experience the Father's cooperation as a right, to such special souls who are to become equal to Baba, to the great souls, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Bap Dada's elevated versions spoken in the form of blessings at personal meetings. You are constantly a carefree emperor, are you not? Once you have handed over all responsibility to the Father, what is there for you to worry about? When you take the responsibility upon yourself, you have to worry about what will happen and how it will happen. Whereas once you hand everything over to the Father, then who should be worrying, you or the Father? And the Father is the ocean. He will have nothing to worry about. So the Father is carefree, and the children are also carefree. So, whatever actions you perform, before performing the actions, think of yourself as a trustee. A trustee does all the work with a lot of love, but doesn't have any burden. A trustee means everything belongs to the Father. So, there is greater attainment when you say, yours, and you also remain light. All the work will be done well, because as your awareness, so your stage. Yours means to have the awareness of the Father. This is not just an ordinary great soul, Mahan Atma, but the Father himself. So, when you have said yours to the Father, the work will turn out well, and your stage will always be carefree. Since the Father is asking you to give him the worries, but in spite of that, you don't accept the offer, what can be said? The Father's offer is, let go of the burden. So, always remain carefree, and from your own experience, show others the method of remaining carefree. You will receive many blessings. When you take away someone's burden or worries, they will give you blessings from their heart. So, you yourself are a carefree emperor, and you will also receive blessings filled with good wishes from others. So, you are an emperor. You are an emperor of imperishable wealth. What would an emperor be concerned about? Perishable emperors have concerns, but this is imperishable. Acha, you have the experience of both imperishable happiness and temporary happiness, do you not? Temporary happiness is the happiness received through physical things, whereas imperishable happiness is godly happiness. So, which is the best happiness of all? Once you have found godly happiness, perishable happiness automatically follows. For instance, when someone is walking under the sun, his shadow follows him, whereas those who chase after a shadow don't receive anything. So, those who go towards godly happiness automatically have temporary happiness following them like a shadow. They don't have to labor. For instance, it is said, where there is anything in the name of God, all interactions are successful. In the same way, godly happiness is something in the name of God, and perishable happiness is that of worldly interactions. In God's name, worldly relationships work out automatically. So, always stay in this experience through which you can receive both. Otherwise, you will only receive from one side, and that will also be perishable. Sometimes you will receive it, and sometimes you will not, because the thing itself is perishable. What would you receive through that? When you receive godly happiness, you become constantly happy. There is no name or trace of sorrow. To find godly happiness means you have found everything. There is nothing unattained. Those who have imperishable happiness will use the perishable things while detached from them. They will not be trapped in them. Acha, blessing. May you be a great soul who gives all souls happiness through your elevated interactions. All souls receive the donation of happiness from every interaction with great souls. They give happiness and receive happiness. So check, in terms of being great soul, did you give everyone happiness throughout the day? Did you carry out an act of charity? Charity means to give someone such a thing that that soul would give you blessings. So check, am I receiving blessings from every soul? Did I give or take sorrow from anyone? Only then would you be called a great soul. Slogan: to think about something after doing it is a form of repentance. Om Shanti